if that's my brother, right, and my brother went and done that, on one hand I'm sitting there going, do you know what, that's my bro, you know, like, and he's looking out for me, and I love that. But this is my f***ing battle. I don't need no one shouting for me, and definitely not publicly like that, right? And if you're gonna do that, if you haven't asked me, and you've gone and done that on your own, we're gonna have to have a conversation, because I ain't into that. You're putting me in a bad position in my change room. I don't want that. Yes, guys, Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope everyone's having a wonderful Christmas and a Happy New Year to be coming down the line. It is freezing out here, rain, sleet, snowed a lot. But we're back, we're here. I'm here with my usual suspects, Mr. Joel Bayer and Ste Housen, man. This is brought to you by none other than Crafted, our trusted partners. So Rio Presents on a Monday. What's going on, guys? What changes? What's different?
I'll be honest with you, I've just come back from Morocco for the first part of the AFCON still. It's been incredible out there, the vibes. I've actually got JJ Okocha was actually talking about you as well, you know. I think he's been seeing the Rio meets still.
Is it? Well, we've got to get him on. We'll get him on. I spoke to him slyly on the DMs. We spoke. So when he's around, when I'm around and our diaries meet up, we can do it. I reckon we've seen the goal of the tournament already in the first round of games. The Moroccan guy. See that overhead kick?
Oh my God. Incredible. El Kabi. That's right. I'm still getting familiar. Really good stuff. I know AFCON is obviously a big thing. We're going to be discussing throughout Rio Presents as the weeks go on. But you just dropped a banger of an interview with Bruno Fernandes, Rio. What the heck? That's what the Carrington secret was. That's why you didn't go check Ste last week on Saturday.
Ste, that's why I couldn't come and see you, man. I was busy talking to the captain of the club at the moment. But you know what? It was just nice to see him. It's just nice to see him like just chilled out, open, and just talking freely, because I think the pressure's on. It's high pressure situation being a captain of the club. And normally when I've seen him, he's always kind of like straight button answers back, and he was just a bit more relaxed and jovial. And it was just nice to see him, and seeing him dissect and talk about his game and the way he sees things was the interesting point for me.
Like, you guys look like, I don't know how close your relationship is with him, Rio, but I messaged you, didn't I? And I said during the week, I said, everybody was smiling, everybody was being honest. And I like the fact that you didn't back away from any questions. My issue has always been the waving of the arms and etc. And you tackled it straight on. You know, I felt like you was talking to me when you were talking about people in the media.
To be fair, he didn't dodge anything. Do you know what I mean? I mean, waving the arms is part of his makeup. It's what he is, but he cares, and sometimes you just have to channel that in a different way, and he's working on that as a captain. Steve, what do you think? What's your thoughts, Steve?
Yeah, I really enjoyed it, and I think it's good that the club have let you go and do this as well, because I know that there's a bit of an arm's length thing, isn't there, with United at times, and I think United can be a bit scared. So it was nice to see that they've let you go in, and not just giving you any old player, but like, here's the captain. You know what I mean? Like, that's good stuff. And I think Bruno came across great. I think it was an honest interview. It wasn't a fluff piece. It wasn't like, let's just like blow smoke up his ass. There were some difficult questions in there. And I think both of you came out of it looking great, to be honest. And I think it's a good bit of content for any United fan, and actually any football fan that's going to watch it, to be honest.
No, nice one. You know, we got some others coming as well, but I told you the goal scorer whose name is no longer his own birth certificate.
People got it. People did get it in the comments.
Who did they say?
I'm not gonna. I know who it is, so I'm not gonna say it like so.
We'll see. We're gonna drop that one soon, and we've got an African star as well. Somebody who's done bits in the African nations, done stuff at the World Cup. So. He's played in the Premier League as well, so he's coming on soon as well. So we've got some decent stuff coming, and some bigger ones down the line.
You mean and others down the line as well?
Ooh, some big ones.
Yeah, all good. But listen, let's not shy away from a big match yesterday that was played. I don't know if you saw my stories, Steve. I actually had my Man United shirt on. Rooting. I just needed Man United to do one job, just limit Aston Villa's points. But unfortunately, that wasn't the case. Villa beat United 2-1. Talk to us about this one though, man, Rio.
Attacking wise, I thought we looked all right. I thought, especially when you're sitting there going, we haven't got Mbumo and you haven't got that Ahmad, right? And you're going, okay, they've been two of our biggest threats. And yeah, I think you look at it and you're going, Cunha's creating moments. Mason looks good in there. the first half especially. You got Bruno linking things as well, but you just have to be honest and say like there's the two magical moments in the game that separated the teams. Two like world class. I saw Roy Keane's comments. World class moments. They were, and we're going to go into, I'm sure, the pieces that Man United around what they could have done to maybe nullify that. But you have to say sometimes when you're playing against teams and a player is in a groove, and he just stepped up at that time, and if you don't commit and you don't sort it out, you get punished.
Yeah. I mean, we get all types of questions from the community members here on Rio Presents. What about this one from Phil? What short-term defence changes can be made to stop the leaks, structure, players signing in the transfer window?
Well, I look at the two goals, right? And they were identical almost, right? And I saw Gary Neville broke down Leny Yoro in his comments, and I totally agree. And it's when a fullback goes out there, that's why the right-hand side or left-hand side of the three needs to be comfortable going wide, need to understand how you approach players, where you approach them, and timing. And the fact that Leny let Morgan Rogers get out there, turn, then build up momentum running at him, that's a sin in that position. If you've got a chance when he's running, you can see his number, you've got to get to him then as quick as you can. So when he turns, he sees you and goes, right, okay, I've got to produce magic here to get beyond you. Like he didn't have to do much to get past him. He had the momentum, then he just shifts it and then he can shoot. The second part of that, yes, Lenny's got to get across quicker, identify and see the danger early and know what that situation means if he doesn't get there. He doesn't do that. Leny Yoro is then on the back foot. Rogers moves the ball and shifts it past him. But Ugate's position, he's in a really good position, by the way. He's got to get out. You've got to smell the danger. You got to know who you're playing against. It's Morgan Rogers. He's in great form. He can shoot. He showed last week he shot from 25, 30 yards. You've got, as that holding midfield player, it's no good just being in the right position there. You've got to see the situation, smell the danger and get out to it. He's got to become another obstacle. He wasn't. On both goals, identically, he was standing and just sitting there. The second one, I think Martinez maybe could have come across, but I think also he's probably waiting for a guy to step up as well. But I think you're a holding midfielder in that position there. If you're getting beat on the halfway line because you're out of position, you can deal with that because there's stuff behind you. But when someone's in and around your box, that's where you've got to get out to people. And that's where I look at Roy Keane. That's where he was great. Roy Keane in that situation senses danger first there and goes right and pushes people out of the way to get to that ball. And I'm looking at Agate going, come on, get out, get up, get out, get up. Doesn't do it. And as I said, that's where, and I look at Yoro and everyone's caning Yoro and hammering him. And yes, he should have seen danger, right? But sometimes you need your mates to get you out of shit. And listen, I made mistakes in games. But then I had someone who was just there to clean it up and then it wouldn't get highlighted sometimes. When you're just off it and you've made a little misjudgment of decisions or space or timing, sometimes you need a friend, a partner to sort you out and help you out in that situation. And Leny Yoro in those two instances, although I'm not alleviating from any blame, doesn't get that.
Steve.
Oh yeah, I got a lot to say on these.
Yeah, I know.
So, I think you're right. I'll tell you, we spoke about it last week, Rio, about the lack of communication in that back line. There's far too casual a defending. There's not enough aggressive movement towards the ball. Do you remember the John McGinn shot early doors?
Yep.
We get broke on 5 against 3 for that. That's why John McGinn ends up being the one that they pass it to, because he's the one in space. 5v3, mate, is absolutely criminal. Like, you'd have been throwing chairs around in that changing room at that. Just even conceding that shot, let alone if you conceded a goal from it. Then the one where we actually concede from, that's 3v3. There's no +1 there. There's nothing. And there's no red zone mentality about when anyone comes anywhere near the box like that. You're talking about Ugarte not moving, but should not the entire defensive line, like, you're one of the best organisers I ever saw. Are you not trying to get that entire line to squeeze to the edge of the box? As soon as Rodgers turns around and starts moving backwards, are you not trying to squeeze that?
No, you would want to. You would try to do that. I don't think the whole line can squeeze in that moment, but I'm saying that there's individuals within that line that have to notice danger and smell it and come out. Because listen, there are still other players around that they've got to be wary of. So squeezing totally is quite difficult in that situation. But I do 100%. And this is what happens when you get two young, inexperienced defenders playing in your back three, Leny Yoro and Heaven. And I wouldn't say that either are renowned yet in their careers for speaking and communicating. And that's where then you've got to rely on Luke Shaw, experienced, Dalot, experience.
Do you know where Luke Shaw was, though?
Go on.
Running back. He only just about gets back into the box as Rodgers cuts back just before his shot. Like, that entire move starts in their half. And it starts with Luke Shaw pressing ahead. Now, at that moment, we were playing a back four. Why is my centre-half pushing forward that much? Why is he not communicating to the central midfielders to do it? That's why Ugarte in the wrong position in the first place. Luke Shaw only just about gets back into the box for the shot. So, like, there's no communication because the communicator is still chasing back. Like, the referee was beating him back half the time. It's not fucking good enough, Rio. Like,
I agree.
It's not good enough at all.
And people can sit and start talking about the manager, and I see people getting onto the gap. The manager this. These are individual mistakes. These are individuals not identifying and smelling danger. Simple as. Like, he can do all he wants, all training sessions on the grass, all through the week, right? Once you get out onto the pitch, players have got to go out there and take responsibility for those situations. Now listen, like I said, Leny Yoro is a young kid, young defender. He's going to learn, but he's got to learn quick. He's got to see these things. He's got to see these positions and these situations. Again, centre-half going out to wide areas. That's not really what the young centre-halves have been brought up doing. But he's now playing in a free on the right-hand side where that's what he's got to be part of his game. That's why I've always said, that's why I loved Kyle Walker playing right-hand side of the free for England. That's why I love Luke Shaw playing on the left-hand side for United of a free. Them players are used to going out into wide areas in those situations. And trust me, those players defend that situation different. They identify it quicker. They smell that danger and go, I've got to get to him quicker. Don't let him turn. That was one of my things as a young kid. Whenever the ball went in the channel and a moment when the strikers got there early and before me, I can't amble out there. You, as a centre-half, you can't amble. You've got to judge the timing and get out there really quick. And then on engagement, when you're getting closer, slow your feet down, get low, ready for when he wants to start shifting it. But the big key thing is, if you can get there quick enough before he turns, so he can't build up momentum and speed, where he's in the driving seat, otherwise you've got no control of that situation. You have to try and work ways in situations, quick milliseconds, to make sure that you're the control of the situation more often than not. And the best defenders do that.
Do you know what's frustrating, mate, is that we actually look quite good with the ball.
Going forward, yeah, with the ball, yeah.
I have confidence that this United team's not going to get nilled, no matter who we play. Like, I feel like we're going to score a goal. I feel like we're going to create chances. I thought Cunha was class yesterday. Roy Keane said a couple of things that I was just completely nodding with. One, Cunha looks like a Manchester United player. Looks like he gets it. Looks like he's comfortable with that pressure. And the other thing was, we are too easy to play against. Simple. Like, United are just far too easy to play against.
Steve, how long have we been saying that, though? How long have we been saying that we're too easy on a transition to play against? We're like a hot knife through butter at times.
Surely this is easier to fix than getting good at scoring goals, though.
I actually think that some of the players aren't good enough in understanding out of possession, especially.
Got to go then. Simple.
No, if you can't do it. And like, for instance, Anderson's a good example of this, right? Anderson, who we had at United when in our day, defensively didn't have a clue what to do, right? But you've got players around him who are trying to help him, who are talking him and bringing him through. I don't see enough of that here. And we never got that perfectly right with Anderson because it just weren't in his nature to be defensively minded. He tried his nuts off. He worked hard at it, right? Did he complete it? In the end, you probably say, no, he didn't complete it, but it wasn't for the want of trying. But my point is more, there's players that are giving time and effort during the 90 minutes to help him through those situations.
But Rio, can Yoro be coached to be better at that specific job?
Leny Yoro, Heaven, all the young defenders. Any young defender can be coached. I am absolutely the living example of that. I was a forward-thinking, attack-minded young defender. All I wanted to do and all I thought about, even when I got into the first team at West Ham, I would judge my performances on how many times I took the forward on with the ball, how many times I dropped skills. I'd come into the players' lounge, all my mates are there, and I'd walk in, no matter the score, we could have got beat 3-1, and I'd go, oh yeah, first thing I'm saying, do you see that bit of skill? Do you see that bit of skill on the forward there? Oh my God. That's how I used to talk. I had to be coached, and then I had to be like a sponge and really fixate my mind on defending. And
who gripped you? Someone must have gripped you for that.
I'll tell you who was good for me, really good. Ian Dowie. So I used to play against him in training. He used to ragdoll me everywhere because he was like 3 or 4 stone heavier than me. In the small games, I couldn't get away from him once he got his hands on me. He would just throw me everywhere. So I had to work out ways in which to play against him. But he used to always say to me, Rio, in that situation there, what Lenny done yesterday, I used to do that all the time as a kid. Or I'd wait and then I'd just sprint over there and then I'd 1v1 and depend on my 1v1 skills, yeah? He used to say to me, Rio, you have to sprint. Don't cheat yourself. Sprint into those areas, either to get there first, or if you're behind the player, attacking player, sprint so that he can't turn and gather momentum and get speed up. Any player you play against, he could be slow. If he's running at pace against you, he's in control and it can be lights out, right? So you got to work out ways in which you're going to maintain the power in any situation. And so he used to always say it to me, and I used to come in from a game, think I've played well, and say, Rio, what about them 2 incidents there in the second half there? You just ambled over, and he's opened you up one of them, and the other one you got away with it. Ain't good enough. Top teams don't do that. Man United don't do that. That's what he says to me all the time, and it got into my head. So, and also going into a game, so I look at people like I've said this about Trent, Leny Yoro will be the same. A young Varane, like all these younger players that I used to think about and watch. I used to always think Salibas. I used to think, these guys are so good on the ball and so comfortable with the ball, they don't have to think about what they do with the ball. So their pre-match thought process should be purely about keeping clean sheets and how I'm going to do that. My personal battle with that player, my duels, my 1v1 moments, protecting the channel, when I push in, when I stand off. Those are the things that you should be going through your head night before a game, morning of a game. Everything else with the balls, you're just too natural. You don't have to worry about it. That's how I became a better defender and fought defensive first over skill.
Speaking about young players, Rio, last week, Kobbie Mainoo's brother was seen wearing a free Kobbie t-shirt and he posted it on Instagram. Now, obviously, Kobbie Mainoo, he was said to be injured. That's why he didn't play yesterday. But Ruben Amorim was then asked about it in the press conference regarding the t-shirt. And he mentioned some of your comments. Did you see the interview and what did you make of it all?
Yeah, I saw the manager's interview. I actually thought he handled it really well. I've got to be honest. And I look at this a couple of ways. I've been one of the legend players that they're referring to that's talked about maybe Kobbie going. My thing with that, right? I'm always here for saying, young player, sit down, shut up, and work. See where that gets you, right? Because you're at the best club in the world, right? See where it gets you. Kobbie Mainoo's situation is a little bit different in the sense that he's gone and got his rewards. He's been on the world stage playing for England, been one of the better players in the tournament, comes back. And now for the last 18 months, he's out, can't get in the team, right? I sit there and go, is he working hard enough in the behind the scenes? As he asked the manager, or as the manager come to him and said to him, right, this is what you need to do to get in the team. Is he doing that to the best of his abilities? And is he giving it 1,000,000%? Is he doing everything off the field to put him in the best position, right? If all of them things are being done, the biggest thing, the question mark is still, is the manager giving him enough moments, chances, if he's doing all of those things right? Now, if he isn't, that's when I say Kobbie Mainoo's got to look for a new club. He should be looking for a new club. I would. I'm doing everything you've asked, and I'm still not getting any looks, right? Or I'm not getting 20 minutes, 30 minutes here, at least to start throwing my hat in the ring. But we don't know what's gone on behind the scenes. Kobbie Mainoo might not be doing what the manager's asking to the level that he wants.
Well, when you look at the quote from him, when he says, my door's always open, no one's coming and asking me, is it not fair to say that Casemiro was on a naughty step last season?
Yeah.
Casemiro clearly figured out either asked or just worked his way back into the team, and now he's playing at a level where when we don't have him, we don't win games.
Yeah, so if that's the case, and Kobbie's not been knocking down his door going, what do I need to do? Tell me, help me, he's doing himself a disservice. Kobbie Mainoo's not doing enough then. Because you're a young kid, you got to just, you know what, boss, come on, man, please, I want to play. How do I get in this team? What do I need to do? And it's only Kobbie that can tell us this. Kobbie's the only person who can sit down and go, listen, I've asked the manager loads of times. He's told me what I need to do. I'm doing it every week in training. I'm busting my balls. But I ain't getting a sniff. And by the way, it's the captain who's in front of me. I ain't going to get a sniff, am I? Or is there anywhere else I can play in a team or whatever? These are the questions you need answers to before you can say it's this or it's that. We're all assuming. But I would say like the young players nowadays, I think they expect more. Way quicker than what we expected when we were going in and around the teams.
Has he not screwed himself here potentially? Or has his brother not screwed him potentially here? Because that happens on Monday. Bruno Fernandes, who never gets injured, literally gets injured yesterday. Kobbie Mainoo would have been... Let's presume that he is injured, right? I personally don't buy that he's injured. The same way I didn't buy that Marcus Rashford was ill prior to him going on loan. I feel like It's the exact same scenario just being played out again, right?
Agreed.
That I don't believe the coincidental timing of it in the slightest, right? I feel like they've agreed you can go either on loan or on permanent, and we'll just say you're injured rather than kicking up more of a fuss and potentially losing United a little bit more on the fee for whatever reason, right? But has this not completely ended any chance that Kobbie had? Because if he hadn't have done that on Monday, he's literally starting the next game because Bruno's out.
It depends on the individual. So when we saw Garnacho, he seemed to me like he was all up for the bravado as well, with alongside whoever was leaking or whatever. Whereas I look at Kobbie Mainoo and I see him as a different individual, where he's heads down from what I can tell. So I think there's always a door open when, maybe someone's made a mistake, but you can always work your way back in. Rio, I'll give you the floor.
I think again, you've got to look at this. No, there's not just one way, and that's it. Hey, look at this. I think Kobbie Mainoo's brother. I look at it like if that was my brother, right, and my brother went and done that. On one hand, I'm sitting there going, do you know what? That's my bro, and he's looking out for me, and I love that. But this is my fucking battle. I don't need no one shouting for me, and definitely not publicly like that, right? And if you're going to do that, if you haven't asked me, and you've gone and done that on your own, we're going to have a conversation, because I ain't into that. You're putting me in a bad position in my change room. I don't want that, right? My biggest problem will be that if Kobbie Mainoo's known that's coming out, his brother's gone and printed the shirt and his brother's shown him and said, bro, this is what I'm going to be putting on and posing for at Old Trafford, just so you know. And Kobbie's gone, do you know what? I'm cool with that. It's fine. Then I don't agree with that way of thinking. But listen, you have to say at the same time, if this gets Kobbie Mainoo a move at Christmas, then as a family, they're sitting there going, do you know what? We've done what we needed to do, guys, because nothing was changing up until this point. So you've got to see it from both ways.
Yeah, but do you know what the issue, Rio, the issue with that is, and I hear what you're saying, and it might get him the move, but I don't. You see, Kobbie Mainoo, one of the best things about him when he was playing for England and he was doing really well for Man United, you could see that he was coming through. And for me, it was his attitude. You can see he was a hard-working person that determined to be there. I don't want his image to be tainted because of it, because it's very easy to be slapped with the troublemaker stick because of something like that.
So I don't agree. Your career's too short to be the nice guy 24/7. If shit ain't moving, that's what I'm saying. I'm just speaking hypothetically here. If stuff is not happening and he's asking, and he's asked a question many times, I want to go, I'm not getting minutes. Don't forget, he's been sitting there 80 months, right? I'm not saying this, I'm just saying this hypothetically. If he's sitting there going, listen, where's my game time? I'm doing all I can. And this is his last straw.
Nah, but there's a better way, Rio. This doesn't have to be his last straw. He could.
What's the better way?
I'd rather you come out and say, I'd rather he say it himself instead of have his brother make the national headlines because he's wearing a free Kobbie t-shirt. That's stupid.
Maybe he's not eloquent enough to talk and say that, and he needs someone to speak for him. You got to look at. These are young kids, bro. Like you're all right saying that. You're in your 30s, bro. These are young kids who are playing, and we're expecting them to be able to manage every situation perfectly. These people are emotional. It's emotional being involved in this situation. You're seeing your brother getting mistreated in your eyes, given what he's done.
Yeah. The last thing I'm doing is going to wear a Free My Brother t-shirt.
I wouldn't do it. I just want to state that as well. I wouldn't do this.
I'm not saying you said you would. I'm just saying, that there's better ways of going. I'd rather speak for myself and say, I'm Joel Bayer and I'm not happy here. I want to get a loan move. All right, then they can criticize. I'd rather put out a tweet like Sancho, for goodness sake. Do you know what I mean? End of the day, that.
You know what they need to do, Joel? You know what they need to do? They need to ring me, come on Rio Meets, and just discuss it and say, God, I'm not happy here. I'm not happy here.
Discuss it, just tell you and let you put out what's actually going on there.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, do you know what the frustrating thing is? I've never seen a teenage player come through at United with 12 years of experience on them the way Kobbie did. He had game intelligence that you can't buy, but the off-field intelligence that comes from his agent and from his family is fucking embarrassing. For someone that's clearly an intelligent footballer, everyone around him seems thick as fuck. Like, that's the frustrating part of this, is because this could have been managed and handled so much better. And I don't see a way back for him. Amorim seems like the type, a little bit like Sir Alex, that as soon as you've crossed a certain line, that is you on the naughty step permanently and you are gone. There's no way coming back. And I feel like he's already down that road now because of this week, when he didn't need to be that way.
The last thing I would say on that, if he gets a move at Christmas and it weren't looking like he was getting a move to the summer after this episode, trust me, behind the scenes, the family will be doing high fives. And they'll be going, do you know, this is what we needed to do, guys. We've got what we wanted. Because we weren't getting what we wanted at Man United.
We're gonna have to agree to disagree with that, really.
No. I'm not. Can we just? No, you're saying the wrong thing. You're saying the wrong thing, Joel. I don't agree with going down that way. I just said to you, if it was my brother, I wouldn't be happy with that. Yeah, but everybody deals with situations differently, especially when there's family involved, emotions are involved as well.
So, you know what? I'll be honest with you. Amorim is trying to be consistent with what he said in his press conference. He said that he needs to see more from young players. And you know what? He actually brought on 2 youngsters. Darren Fletcher's son actually played. His name, sorry, Rio?
Jack Fletcher.
And
Shay Lacey.
And you had on Shay Lacey. Shay Lacey came on as well. It was good to see them play, man. It really was.
Yeah, you know what? I just want to shout out the Fletcher family because I think I've obviously played alongside Darren, known the family, even Darren's parents as well for years, and just seen the amount of hard work that's gone into it, the love and care that they've got in the family. And the 2 boys, I mean, great young kids, massive WWE fans as kids. Fletcher used to always show us videos and that of them just doing mad stuff in the house. But they've grown up Manchester United kids. They were at City for a while, to be honest, and they only came in about, I think, 2 years ago into the system at United. But the move has been justified. They've got, one of them's got a debut. And what a feeling that must be, man. I sent Fletcher a message earlier, actually, just about like what that must feel as a family and the congrats that they need. And what a surreal moment for a family to have your kid walk out for Man United. And as a parent that's played for Man United as well.
Yeah, Jack's got... I mean, it's funny because he plays nothing like his dad. Like he's like a little bit more advanced. He's almost a bit like Cole Palmerish, like quite a silky sort of attacking midfielder. Like totally nothing like his dad, which was just graft, defending, battles. I thought he was quiet, Jack. He couldn't really get into the game as much. He was kind of in the air a fair bit. Shay Lacey, though, loved the first instinct that the second he got any opportunity was cut inside and bang one. And for a split second after I saw it flying in. I was like, it's going in. And it didn't, obviously, straight to keeper. But that's what you want, is to see him. He didn't do this the other week when we had the opportunity, but that's what you want. We're losing. You've got no attacking talent on the bench, first team. Like, give these kids a chance. They rarely let you down. I don't know what it is. Rio, maybe you know, like, you've got an insight into this, but like just how many youngsters come on and make their debuts, they seem to all just go through, whether it's Makeda, James Wilson, Josh Harrop, Angel Gomez, like it doesn't matter who it is, they seem to just have that first 3, 4, 5 games where Januzaj even, like everything just looks incredible off them. They bring this freshness, this excitement, and then I don't know when they start getting more responsibilities in the team and they don't handle it. But, like, I don't ever think you see bad debuts from youngsters. I think they always go and impress.
Yeah, a lot of the time. But you know what it is? A lot of the time it's because they're not overthinking it. It's fearlessness that goes out onto that pitch. So you're not worried about the enormity of what you're doing. You go out there as a young kid, you're not really understanding what you're doing, the magnitude of it, and you just go and play. Yeah, you're nervous, But as a young kid, a lot of them get to that stage because they've been able to deal with nerves at different stages and they've always felt good enough. The biggest problem you have as to why some of those players don't maintain it is because a lot of them have been the best players in their teams growing up. And they've always it's been positive. You get into the first team and reality kicks in. You're going to get knockbacks, sit on the bench. You ain't good enough for this team. He's better than you. Some of them haven't realised or seen this, and they've got to mentally deal with all of this. And it's those who survive those moments best, keep on improving, stay with it, that get through to Manchester United level. There is a way that some of them do make it a little bit lower down the leagues and at different places, but there's a lot that goes into being a player that goes into just makes a debut but stays there.
All right, cool. So we have to move it on to Arsenal. Still top of the league. They were looking at us after City won. Oh, City are back now. They won 3-0. It's over. You're going to be second for the rest of the season. Lo and behold, we go away against Everton and we do the job.
Yeah, I thought you done well. Listen, Everton's a hard place to go. It's not Goodison anymore, I know, but they're still making it hard for people. I think them type of games are what Everton are set up for. David Moyes and the Everton team to kind of burst people's bubbles. And I think that they set up, they made it hard for you lot, but I thought you lot put in a really professional, workman-like performance.
I agree.
And I think also people have to understand the type of pressure you go in there, like with the City pressure, right, and the noise being loud in your ears, being able to deal with that in that situation right now, because we all knew if they got beat or they drew that game, coming on here for you and all the other content creators in the world would have been a long morning for all of you, a long afternoon, a long evening, because of the way you guys carry yourself, you guys are on the hook to get smashed up if you drop points and if you look like you're not going to win.
I just don't agree that it's an hard place to go. They played 9 games, they'd only won 4.
No, in that type of situation, but Everton are renowned for making it tough for people. David Moyes, Everton, gritty, tough.
Yeah, we
found it hard there many times.
That's what he has above his shitter. Make it tough. That's his whole life. Like, that's David Moyes' life motto. Make it tough.
Mate.
That's what he exists to do. But yeah, well done. You beat Everton scruffily.
Yeah, but you know what? Sometimes I think Rio is right, man. Sometimes you need to just go away and do the job, and I thought even though it was 1-0, I didn't feel at any time as if they put us under any pressure. I think if anything, we could have been a little bit more clinical. We hit the post twice. So the only worry about that game, if I'm honest with you, is that City are scoring at an alarming rate. And if it gets down to goal difference, we ain't in it at all, And that's all I can say. I mean, Bukayo Saka himself, he said, we're in control now when asked about the title race. How much do you believe when he says that, Rio? Because
he don't believe it.
No, I think it's a bit like when I said a man of the people. When you get it wrong, when the cameras are there and the mic's there.
You didn't get that wrong, Rio.
No. When you get things wrong, like it came out not the way it was in your head, right? I think that's probably one of those situations. Because listen, the moment that City won the game 3-0, you feeding straight away. Arsenal felt we ain't in control right now. We need to try and get back some control. Like some form of control. They've got some form of control, but I think Bukayo, all the players that are involved in this situation, they all know that right now it's topsy-turvy. It's the momentum shifts are going to be happening all the way through the end of this season now, because both teams are now in a bit of form. City have hit a bit of form and scoring goals, like you say, at a crazy rate. So Haaland's looking to break new records again. Like It ain't going to be easy. So the word control for in terms of the title race for any team right now, I don't think can be said. I think that and the biggest thing they've got, they look like they can control games. That's what's better.
Joe, why? Because I don't think they've played well in about a month.
I agree.
That's not true. We played very well against Bayern Munich.
Your camera's off, Joe.
That's because he's laughing at himself when he says that. That's why.
Because he don't believe it as much as
he don't
believe it. But January to January, Arsenal rack up like the most amount of points at that time, and they did it all the time, and you won cock all. Like, it's mad impressive how you're able to like rack up wins. Joe, I saw yesterday, and it's true. Someone said Richarlison's got like the best catalogue of meaningless goals ever.
It's true,
right? I agree. It's a great observation, by the way.
But listen, you guys are laughing and doing your kiki cars at Arsenal being top here, etc. But I generally do think this year's different.
Have you seen Pep come out and say that he's still not happy with how his team's playing?
Yeah, I think he's performing again.
I mean, that's what a winner does. You wouldn't understand.
Nah, he's performing, man. You know what? You know how I feel about Pep when he does things like that. He loves to come out, starts chatting here and there. I saw him post-match, to Guardiola, just doing all of this, directing, as if, he knows exactly what he's doing. Do it in the changing room.
I've been in situations where the manager's gone out and he's said things and he's gone, we're not happy with that. We've got a lot of injuries and I'm a bit concerned maybe about the way things are. Loads of games coming up as well. And he comes back into the changing room and goes, guys, we've got so-and-so coming up next and them. Listen, we're going to beat them. I'm going to shuffle the pack, shuffle the team, but I don't expect any drop in performance or any of the level at all. But the perception outside is maybe a bit different. I think Pep's being a bit like that, I think. He's being a bit coy. He's trying to make everyone feel that we're still hungry. And I think those type of comments probably scare people. When they see him banging teams 3-0, Haaland banging 2, getting an assist in the game, and he's coming out and going, I'm dissatisfied, I'm still not happy, I ain't satisfied with what we're doing. That's scary for other teams.
Don't scare me, because I know he's performing. I'm with the Bukayo Saka mindset, Rio. Listen, hey, we're in control. Do what you want. As long as we're winning, don't matter if it's 3-0 or 1-0, we're still top of the league. And we've been here before. So why should I fear something when I've seen it happen 3 times already in a row?
Whoa.
Because
that type of confidence
you've crumbled.
Why?
Yeah, exactly. You've apple crumbled. Well, you've been here before and seen your team apple crumbled. That's why I feel that Saka can't really genuinely be standing there going, we're in control. Not when you got that beast hanging about. Do you know what I mean? Only minutes before they were top of the league, above you. Like, this team of back-to-back, they've won 4 on the bounce when you've been sitting there playing. Do you know what I mean? You've led the league for many months and you've seen this team come out of nowhere and then blitz you. Like, so to feel that you're feeling in control right now, given what you've been through with them and the heartache that they've given you, I think that's probably the wrong words.
I think it's a mindset thing, and I think Bukayo has a different mindset. I really genuinely do believe that. I think it's how you choose to see things.
I actually hope he's right. I hope they do have control and they are thinking like that.
Here we go.
I do.
Rio. You get onto us. It's like a circle, innit? You get onto us, you poke us, you put us down, and then you go, but I want Arsenal to win.
Joe, who do I want to win? Arsenal or City? Who do you genuinely really think I want to win?
I don't think you care. I think you just want the best entertainment as much as possible. That's what you want.
Seeing City wins, I hate it. Seeing Liverpool win, I detest it. If Arsenal won it, I wouldn't like it. Just because of some of the fans, right? But I'd be much more satisfied with that.
Guys, quick one before we go, yeah? Are we seeing a Liverpool resurgence at the moment?
What?
What, now Isaac's injured?
This finish will show that.
No, because I'm looking at the table, yeah? They're 10 points behind us, right? And obviously they're winning games now. They're above you now. And it's just like...
Joel, we're gash.
No.
Crystal Palace are above us, aren't they?
But they could make...
We are not the benchmark for anything except being shit, Joel.
No, Steve, I hear you, but they could make Champions League, you know?
Steve, so could we. Champions League. Liverpool make Champions League.
That's how utterly insane this league is this year. And meanwhile, you're still not going to win it. Like, you have never had a freer hit than this. This is a more free hit than AJ had at the weekend against your man, right? This is such an absolute tapping of a victory, and you're still going to bollocks it up.
Oh yeah. Has boxing become WWE?
Yeah.
Don't matter. Right. Collect your 90 mil, go home.
Yeah. Oh, I'm buzzing for AJ. Go on, collect it. Go on, collect it.
How much did Jake Paul get paid for that?
I think about 160, 100, something like that.
I'll get my jaw broke for that amount.
You can break my jaw every day a year for that.
Yeah. I'll take that. I'll take that as well.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So just to finish, by the way, we didn't really talk about him. We talked about Manchester United. Morgan Rogers is on a run right now. You know, some players have runs in their career.
I don't think he's all that. I think he's scoring some big goals. I don't think he's a good player.
You
don't think he's a good player?
Nope.
Steve, man.
Wow.
Nope.
I think
he's got a touch of the Garnachos about him where he's got the spectacular in him. I don't think he's got sustainability in him.
Steve, man. You need to stop trying to be like outright sometimes
I'm just giving you my opinions.
Because and don't get me wrong.
No.
Go on, Rio.
I don't think he's a good player. It's an awful shout. An
Terrible.
Absolutely awful shout.
I don't think he's a good player.
I don't think he's the level people are talking about. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
I don't think he's a good player. Shut up, Steve.
I'm seeing world class shouts and all sorts going on.
No. I saw world class moments. I saw a magical moment. Yes.
Yeah, and I saw
yesterday.
the same out of Garnacho at times, and he's shit and all.
Nah, but Steve, you're being a little bit harsh there. Rio, in my opinion, because I know you're still flabbergasted there by that comment. I still reckon for England, he's still not ahead of Jude. He's still not ahead of a fully fit Cole Palmer. If he starts because Cole Palmer has not played as much goal. No, well, what I'm saying is, either way, he ain't better than the other boys ahead of him. He's not.
I'll tell you what he's doing.
Yeah, pressure.
He's making them stand up and look over their shoulder if they're ahead of him.
Mm-hmm. Pressure FC. Steve.
Leave Steve. Don't even talk to Steve about this no more. It's a disgusting comment. Let's finish the show. Joe, wrap it up, man.
Let us know what you think. Is Morgan Rogers a good player? That's all I want you guys to let us know in the comments. Rio, thank you very much for the Rio meets. You really, really surprised us all there with the Bruno Fernandes interview. Did a great job, and your shoes were banging. Real star right there. Guys, let us know who else.
Cheers, man.
Let us know who else you want to see on the show. Press the like, share, comment, and subscribe button. And Merry Christmas. We have so much content coming out. We've actually also done a half-season review for Manchester United and, of course, yours truly, Arsenal. So please make sure you turn on your notifications for that. Keep on watching the channel. Joel Bayer, Stephen Howson, Rio Ferdinand, signing out. Peace.